So, first of all, do you think this movie is going to be good? Because I
Yes.
do.
That was an easy first question.
Mark Hamill as Luke again, returning role. We've seen the trailers, and there's like the chance that I haven't. I think didn't they come out with like a new trailer? Because I don't think I saw it. I just remember the first trailer, and that was it.
Yeah, there was
There was the second one. 'Cause
I think there was two more.
I just remember the one where like it's her hand, and then he's like, and then at the end he's like, "There's only one thing that I know: the Jedi must end." So I'm actually like going into this, kind of blind, except for that first trailer. But how do you think Mark
That's
Hamill's
good,
gonna
though.
do? Like returning to the role of Luke.
Man, I think he's gonna do great. I think he still has a lot of that. Like from the trailers, he still has that Luke Skywalker charm. And
Yeah, and
good.
because Han Solo, Harrison Ford, it was still the same. It was just like seeing him as if he aged. I mean, he did,
Yeah.
but like as if 25 years had passed. Like he was so close to how the character would be. Although like Harrison Ford kind of plays Harrison Ford, like Indiana Jones and Blade Runner. However, I will say Harrison Ford in Blade Runner in the second one, he to me doesn't feel the way he did in the first one. But in Star Wars, it felt like he was the same person. So I don't know if it's just because he was an easier character to put on, but I'm sure Mark Hamill. I mean, I would say the same thing for Carrie Fisher returning as Leia, but she wasn't really in Force Awakens that long. So, I mean, apparently she's supposed to be. She has more footage in this one. So,
Yeah.
I'll be.
So I'm excited.
Yeah,
about
I'm
too.
excited about that.
Oh fuck, dude! One more day.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. I've been thinking about like how long it's like people count down to Christmas, and honestly, for the past few months, I'm like, okay, how many more months is it till Star Wars? And then actually, when this month started, I was like, okay, it's just 14 days, and now it's like it's tomorrow. This random recommended video on YouTube was over Lego sets, and I didn't even think about Lego sets
Interested.
for the movie being out already. And that's how I saw the new ATM8 or whatever the fuck it's called. The weird,
A Lego version?
yeah,
Or
it looks,
like
it's a
toy-
Lego
toys?
version, and Lego's pretty close to the fucking things. There's like this crazy like ATST, but it's like a scout and it has hermit crab legs looking like it's not on like how the ATST, the chicken walker, it's two legs.
Yeah.
Imagine that, but if you took the two legs off and put like 5 in the front and 5 in the back, and they're like really skinny like a crab, but not sideways. They're like
Damn.
it's really weird looking.
I don't know if I saw that in the trailers.
I haven't seen it in the trailers, but I saw the Lego one, and it looks fucking crazy looking. Snoke, there's a Snoke Lego piece, minifig,
What?
and so that's why I assume we're gonna see him in the flesh in this movie, because they also have Snoke's Imperial Star Destroyer, which I don't know what it's called, but it's really big,
Oh,
and it has a hologram of Kylo in it.
he does show up in the second trailer, like flesh.
Oh. Well, see, I'm happy. I wanted to be surprised by this, the fucking Lego set. I just didn't want them to
Yeah.
show too much of the story.
No, man, I don't think they did a really good job. Like not showing too much, but showing some good shit.
Do you think we'll find out whose Rey's parents are?
No,
You don't?
I don't think so.
Do you have any theory on who you think Rey's related to? If you don't, it's totally fine. Like, if you think she's completely new, just like Snoke, people think Snoke is like Darth Plagueis or fucking Palpatine or
I like this one guy from fucking Clone Wars is briefly.
yeah, and even people think he's fucking Mace Windu.
This one
Yeah, people think he's fucking Mace Windu.
Oh, my favorite's the one about the kid. The kid who was killed by.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, I was like, it's like
I heard people thinking that Palpatine is Rey's father or like grandfather, or some relation to Palpatine, but that's one I heard recently. I
Pretty
still
cool.
stand by my theory that Han Solo and Leia Rey is their kid. This is what I was gonna ask for the second question. Is like the relationship to like the old movies, because you know people are like, oh, the new movies are just a remake of the originals, which I'm totally fine with. I see the similarities. I know they're there, and I like it a lot. And in this one, you have in Empire Strikes Back, you know, you have the famous Luke, I am your father, or no, I am your father. What the fuck? In this, I think it's gonna be like, I think they're both gonna find out that Rey is Kylo's sister. I think that would be like the big twist reveal. I stand by that.
Man, that'd be insane. Yeah, and the second they kind of hint that they're kind of joining, kind of like.
Yeah, I heard that as well. Because one thing I didn't even think about, because I haven't seen like Force Awakens in a while, and if I don't watch a movie in a while, I don't really think about it as much.
I need to watch it tonight.
People are like, Kylo was a trained he was a trained Jedi, and he's been training his whole life, and then he becomes a Sith, and he's been training as a Sith, and all this stuff. And Rey gets a lightsaber in her hand for the first time, and she's able to defeat Kylo in a battle. First, you know, and so people are like, you know, she's really strong. I never thought about that, so I'm thinking like,
and that would point towards Luke's.
Yeah, that's the thing. That people point towards Luke, but Luke wasn't even that powerful, actually. Supposedly, he wasn't. I know. Vader was like, Vader is actually the strongest. Oh, so I found this out. So Anakin was the strongest person, which like Darth Plagueis, who could actually like use the Force to create life, which supposedly created Anakin. Anakin was like the strongest one, and
Anakin was basically Jesus. Like,
yeah, that's the thing. So everyone, you know, like Anakin's like, you were the chosen one, and apparently, Luke said that Kylo was the chosen one, and that's why Luke got. That's why he. Like, it's not just like, oh, I trained a guy and he killed everybody. It's the fact that Luke said, you are the chosen one, and then fucking Kylo kills everybody. And he's like, oh, fuck, I totally fucked up. He wasn't the chosen one. I put all my faith into him. And so, like, that's why Luke did what he did. Like, ran away or whatever. I'm just happy to see Kylo, because Kylo, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to have their opinions changed in this film. Maybe not. I don't know. Movie, you know. We haven't seen the movie yet, but I really enjoyed Kylo in the first one, because he wasn't just like Vader was cool. He's really cool because he's evil, and you can get behind the fact that he's evil, but that's all he was. He was just evil, except for in like the last film where Luke is like, I see good in you, and then Vader's like, oh, you were right. Like, Kylo showed emotion other than just hate.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see him with his like metal implant, which I think is actually kind of weird that he has. You know what I'm talking about, that metal implant where he got cut? Have you seen that shit?
Yeah, it's kind of like carbon fiber looking thing.
Yeah, I don't know why they'd have to put metal underneath there. Just give him like a crazy looking scar.
Like, it originally looked fucking crazy. Like, it was so big and open.
Yeah.
So maybe that was like the healing process. I don't know.
I
can't have him have a fucking giant ass.
Yeah. I want to know what the new threat of the film is gonna be, because they destroyed Starkiller Base just like they destroyed Death Star. Like, I want to know what the First Order is going to do to be threatening in this film.
And then Homeboy, your guy from Frank, he's fucked up.
Yeah, he got really evil. He got even more evil, which is crazy.
I know. Could overtake fucking Kylo.
He's also in Black Mirror.
Oh yeah.
He's in like with that first season as a fucking fuckboy, fucking clone.
Robot.
He's a fucking clone. He's a clone boyfriend, dude.
Clone Wars?
Star Wars prequels remastered confirmed. How do you feel about this being the longest Star Wars movie? Do you know how long it is?
Yeah, I heard it was the longest. I don't remember how exactly.
It's 2.5 hours. I think The Force Awakens is 2 hours and 15. Like, people are like, oh, it's the longest Star Wars, but it's only by like a few minutes. It's not like something insane, which I don't know why people are freaking out about, but whatever. Probably just like really long credits.
I was gonna say, have you looked into an end credits or anything? Like
no, I haven't. So similarities, because if the first film, not the first film, when Episode 7, it mirrored The Force Awakens mirrors A New Hope.
Yeah.
So this one, and I've already discussed on like whenever the first trailer came out, I was like, oh, this one is really close to Empire Strikes Back, and I can't remember everything that happened because it's been so long in the trailer, but obviously she's Rey's training with Luke, just like Luke trained with Yoda.
Right.
But my main thing was you have Finn, and it shows like the battle on that white planet, and they had the crazy speeders that with the red smoke going towards like the new AT-ATs.
Yeah, like that dust.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, these are new ships. They're kind of like the speeders, and they're on a white planet going towards... Yeah, exactly. So I think that's how the movie's going to open. So in order of the films, the prequels are different because the titles don't match. As in, like, in the first movie you have the Phantom Menace, which is like already like an evil sounding name. So counting just the original trilogy and this next generation, so you have A New Hope, and then you have Force Awakens. You know, it's like a Force Awakens new. It's the progression of like a series, and it's supposed to be like, I don't know, it's like a hopeful. They both have like hopeful or like meaningful, inspirational names. And you have Last Jedi and Empire Strikes Back. And Last Jedi and Empire Strikes Back is like a... Well, at least Empire Strikes Back, that's, you know, it's an evil connotation to the name. And The Last Jedi, well, you're down to the fucking Last Jedi, so they're all fucking dead. It's kind of like an evil name. So I'm wondering, just a prediction, and this is a very fucking far-fetched prediction, but you have Return of the Jedi. What do you think would be the fucking next, the new generation's title to match Return of the Jedi? Do you think it's just like Return of the Jedi 2, since you have The Last Jedi, and it's like Return of the Jedi?
No, because I think they're gonna move on to something like another level, like Dragon Ball. You know, like another Saiyan level. I think it's gonna be like the rise of something.
Ooh, the rise.
The birth of or something.
Rise of the Planet of the Jedi.
The Dark Jedi rises.
The Planet of the Jedi. What do you have? Okay, the prequels is, so you have Phantom Menace, Clone Wars, and then Revenge of, or is it Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah.
See, that's just evil names throughout. Like, that's what I'm saying. You can't, like, the prequels, they're all like, you can't compare those titles to like the originals, and you can't, sure as fuck can't compare them to this new generation, because they're all just evil fucking name. Like, even like the Revenge of the Sith. Seriously. Whatever.
There's a little grunge phase.
For real.
It's like, fuck this shit. It's fucking bullshit. Okay. You think Luke's gonna die?
Ugh. Is Luke gonna die? That's a fucking hard one, man. No, because didn't he... They already confirmed that he's in the 9th one, didn't they? Oh, no, that's Leia. They confirmed that Leia's in the 9th one. But they might kill her. I think, yeah, because I heard that they already had her stuff filmed for the 9th movie. I could be wrong. Do you think Chewbacca's gonna die? I mean, Chewbacca's like just in the dark. No one's really mentioned shit about Chewbacca.
Yeah, he's all depressed now. Can't wait.
I'm surprised he hasn't started turning gray already.
With the droids.
Oh, the droids. Do you think...
C-3PO death?
Man, C-3PO? Do you think they'd have the balls to kill off a droid? Because they never have. I mean, C-3PO's been there since the prequels.
I don't think they'd fuck with R2. Because R2's like, doesn't do shit, you know?
And then I saw this thing, and it was a fucking R2 unit, but instead of like, you know how like R2's head is rounded at the top?
Mm-hmm.
That round piece was a Death Star. Like the top piece of the Death Star.
What?
Yeah. I mean, it was just like a Lego set that someone made, but I was like, dude, that'd be fucking crazy to have like an R2 unit that shot lasers, like a combat droid. Shot fucking lasers.
Yeah, why haven't they made
I don't know.
It would have made them so much more useful.
Maybe they were going to, and then they didn't because of fucking like the Clone Wars. because they're like, oh, fucking droids are bad. Because really, all the droids are just like hand-me-downs from the old droids. You think fucking Jar Jar's gonna fucking show up?
Oh, I hope so.
Oh yeah, they said that there's like a cantina scene, and like Mark Hamill said it's like super big, and like he's surprised. Like even like the people that made the props for the cantina, they're like, this could fund, or all these props could make like 10 small films. Like there's so many.
Damn.
Yeah, apparently it's like huge as shit.
Already.
Well, that's gonna end this little podcast.
Yep.
I hope you enjoyed it.